When I first started getting into self development, which is more than 10 years ago, I tried every method I came across in order to improve my well being and my happiness. If I were to pick one thing that helped me greatly, is journaling. Let me introduce you to the habit of journaling. I came across the concept of morning pages over a decade ago. I was starting out my company and the anxiety level was high. The imposter syndrome was high. So I started researching ways I could become more this hyper productive human being. I found a blog post back then tackling the concept of morning pages by Julia Cameron. What are morning pages? Well, there are 3 pages of longhand stream of consciousness writing done first thing in the morning. You basically do some mind dumping on the page. I would write absolutely everything, starting from random thoughts I have to to-do lists, future plans, things I want to do in a day, and whatever else you can imagine. And soon enough, new ways of journaling started emerging for me. I would often find myself taking out my journal during lunch break and writing a few more thoughts. After that, I started writing in the evening, tackling different emotions, doubts, fears, or even ideas. After that, my collection of journals expanded. I started tracking and keeping everything. I used to have a journal called the $1 billion Idea Journal. Every day I would wake up and write an idea that, in my opinion, would be $1 billion business. Every time I would feel like my creativity and motivation was low, I would go and pick up that journal and read and figure out new ways to do things. I would have journals with mind maps, journals for future me, journals with letters. I would basically write a lot. Okay, Irina, we get it. You like journaling a lot. But how did it help you? Well, you see, by journaling each day, I started spending more time with myself, getting to know myself, as cheesy as it might sound. It didn't turn my frown upside down on my difficult days, but it made me be more aware of my feelings and more accepting of myself. If I were to look at myself and tell myself a hard, cold truth, is that the last few years I spent them on fast forward, running from deadline to deadline, trying to improve to become a productivity machine, till I realized it was all bullshit. I started being sucked into a toxic hustle culture I never wanted to be a part of. Journaling was a way to give me the time and space I needed. Because during the day, I would spend a lot of time running from a deadline to another. At night, I would spend time connecting ideas with each other. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do as an entrepreneur. I totally understand to hustle intentionally, but not the hustle toxic culture that is often imposed on overworking. Journaling helped me pivot my business in ways that it was crucial. By journaling, I figured out I needed to switch my YouTube channel from the beauty strictly content I was doing to my YouTube in English, talking about productivity, business, simple living, intentional hustle. And you would say, how did you figure that one out? Well, I used to read my journal entries in the past, and in every journal entry, I would mention the idea of starting an English YouTube channel. And since I've been writing that for a couple of years, I thought to myself, okay, maybe I should totally pursue this dream of mine. How to start? This is the hardest part, even though it's the easiest in theory. You need to find a time and place to write. Find a notebook, a one that you want, that you like, that you enjoy. Find a pen that you like writing with, and then start writing. You don't know what you're going to write about? Improvise. Just write, I don't know what to write about. Try to think about your day, your past days, your wishes. You can look up Pinterest prompts. On Pinterest, you have different kinds of prompts you can look into about yourself, your mind, and so on. With each habit you incorporate your life, you need to do it for a prolonged period of time. So at first, it might seem a bit tedious to write. That's why I had days when I was writing, I don't know what to write, or I would simply do to-do lists, and it picked up eventually. Journaling gave me the time and space to keep myself afloat in one of my most difficult times in life. It helped me gain clarity. It gave me confidence to pivot, and also it made me learn a lot about myself. Whenever I read a journal entry from years ago, all I can say is that Irina back then would be proud of Irina today. And that, for me, is progress and success. I hope journaling brings you as much clarity as it did for me. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you enjoyed the audio because we made an upgrade here. And as always, don't forget to hit thumbs up, leave me a comment because it helps and it plays with YouTube algorithm. I would love to hear your experience with journaling, if you have any tips and tricks, and also if you plan on incorporating this habit in your daily routine. I will see you in the next video. Bye!